Yeah, I've got a fella here in just a second. You got one. I'll take some more chairs. I don't think, is there anybody down there on that end? Right here. They got one. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know, brother. Sorry.
So what are you in? Players whose careers extended across decades and even centuries will be inducted into the Houston Academy Football Hall of Fame tonight. Members of the 10th class to be inducted Jackson, 19, James Davis from 1952 to 1953, Brandon Burns from 1994 to 1997, and Brock McCoy from 2009 through 2012. From the end of the Great Depression to the dawning of new millennium, these Wildcat greats contributed mightily to the glory days of Livingston Academy football, regardless of the location of the field, the safety of the equipment, or lack thereof, or the simplicity or complexity of the playbook. These four men chiseled out their legacy, their records, their on-field performances, their career accomplishments, and the fond, even nostalgic recollections of their teammates, coaches, families, and fans. Even with all the lifetime accolades, this Hall of Fame ceremony permanently reserves their position in the illustrious history of Livingston Academy football. Livingston Academy welcomes home the family of Coach Andrew Jackson Porter, the family of James Thomas Tom Davis, Mr. Brandon Burns and family, and Mr. Brock McCoy and family. American Bank and Trust is the proud sponsor of the Livingston Academy Football Hall of Fame. First off, Coach Andrew Jackson Porter at Livingston Academy. Was the three-sport star at Savannah Central High School and continued his successful gridiron career at the State Teachers College, which later became Memphis State University, and today is the University of Memphis. The Porter brothers, Bob, Pete, and Andy, were movers and shakers on the only undefeated team in Memphis history at 8-0-2 in 1929. A 6'2", 220-pound tackle, Andy Porter was a three-time All-Conference selection and was the Mississippi Valley Conference Most Valuable Player in 1932. Playing both offense and defense, Porter never missed a game in his four-year career. Played 60 minutes post-contest. In 1980, Memphis State posthumously inducted Andrew Jackson Porter into the Memphis State University Hall of Fame. Andy, with a degree in chemistry, turned down an opportunity to play professionally and moved into coaching following graduation. Being a natural innovator, he guided a small school at Waterloo, Alabama, huge upset win over powerful Coffee High of Florence. Smooth ball handling, timely passing, along with unorthodox play calling, kept the opposition off balance. It was not uncommon for his teams to punt on second or third down, so to pin the opponent deep in their own territory without the advantage of a return man player. Following the unexpected resignation of Livingston coach J.P. Johnson, 2 games of the 1936 season, in order to take a teaching position at Mississippi State University, Mr. Andrew Jackson Porter was named coach of the Wildcats. The 1936 squad was one of the greatest in school history. The Wildcats finished with a 9-1-1 record with 7 shutouts included, a 6-0 loss to Lafayette, and a 6-6 tie with Menville prevented the perfect season. The vaunted Livingston defense played 11 games, surrendering only 26 total points on the season, including a 62-7 victory over Coach Porter's alma mater, Savannah High. The Wildcats were Upper Cumberland Conference champions the next season, going 6-3-2. The 1938 Cats were only 5-5. However, Coach Porter oversaw the construction of the field by the WPA and the installation of the first electric lights on the gridiron. The next 2 seasons saw Livingston go 7-3 in 1939 and 7-2-1 in 1940. After 5 stellar seasons in Livingston with a record of 34-14-4, Coach Andrew Jackson and Andy Porter resigned in 1940 to accept the supervisory position with the Tennessee Valley Authority in Florence, Alabama. Before leaving Overton County, Andy married Letitia Lenny Beckham of Livingston on August 31st, 1940. Although 5 of his 8 siblings were teachers, and his wife Lenny was a 50-year educator, Coach never went back to the classroom nor to the gridiron. The powerful Hardin County farm boy was stricken with an unbeatable foe, cancer, and passed in 1969 at the age of 61. Following Lenny's passing in 2007, their son, Andrew Jackson Jack Porter Jr., and his wife, Becky, stayed in Florence, while Coach Porter's granddaughter, Dr. Andrea Porter, is head of Jacksonville State University's Department of English. A quote from A.R. Ward Jr. in our local newspaper in 1940 states Coach Porter was one of the best-liked men ever to represent the local school, and his loss is deeply regretted by his athletes as well as the citizens of Livingston. Coach Andrew Jackson Porter, a good man, without question, and our first inductee in the 2023 Livingston Academy Hall of Fame class. James Thomas Tom Davis at Livingston Academy from 1952 to 1953. James Thomas Davis, affectionately known as Tom by his family, friends, teammates, and comrades in arms, is one of the most beloved, most revered, and most honored men ever wearing the blue and white uniform of the Livingston Academy Wildcats. Tom, number 20, was a fullback for the powerful Wildcat squad of the early 1950s with a record of 73 in his senior season in 1953. Beyond the gridiron, Tom had a spirit of adventure. The oldest of 5 children, born to Clarence and Blanche Davis, Tom grew up on East Cedar Street with his siblings Bill, Joe, Jamie, and Jack. A natural leader, even as a youngster, he would organize the neighborhood children and play Tarzan of the jungle. Of course, he was Tarzan, with another being Jane, and the younger children playing the chimpanzee. Those that lived these adventures still attest to the great fun. Time marched on, however, with hunting and fishing becoming the hobbies of the teenage Tom. Sometime during his high school years, he had written that my ambitions are unlimited, my fate unknown. How prophetic these words would become. After his graduation from Livingston Academy, Tom enrolled at Tennessee Tech University, where he spent 3 years as an engineering student before joining the United States Army. After enlisting, Tom was sent to Fort Jackson for basic training and then to Fort Stevens for instruction in direction finding. In May of 1961, he received orders to join the 3rd Radio Research Unit for the Republic of Vietnam. Tom's unit continually had a series of dangerous missions. They located the enemy and dangerous Viet Cong guerrilla forces that operated in the area. Specialist forward, Tom Davis understood the dangers, even writing home that the bad guys have gotten the word to start giving us it would become worse. On the 22nd of December 1961, what seemed a routine operation quickly escalated into an all-out attack, initiated by a landmine that forced the American truck off the road. Tom and his men, about 10 miles from their base, fought bravely, but eventually succumbed to the enemy's fire. When a patrolling South Vietnamese Civil Guard got to the battle scene, it was too late, as Tom and his 9 South Vietnamese soldiers lay dead. James T. Davis was the first American to lose his life in combat in what would become the Vietnam War. Some 2 weeks later, Tom's unit headquarters in Tan Son Nhut would be named as Davis Station. Tom was brought home from Southeast Asia and laid to rest in January of 1962. A teammate of Tom's on the 1952 and 1953 Wildcat teams, Roy Pennington, recounted a memory of that day at the Good Hope Cemetery. Roy, also a member of the Livingston Academy Football Hall of Fame, recalled, "I was a member of the honor guard that conducted the military service at the graveside. That day it was 10 degrees below zero. The first volley of shots of the 21-gun salute, all the shots fired save one. On the second volley, only one fired, and on the third volley, only the rifle snapped. It was so cold the ammo didn't fire." Since 1966, the Livingston football stadiums, wherever located, have memorialized the name of Tom Davis. 62 years have passed since that fateful day when a 25-year-old specialist Ford, James Thomas Davis, showed more concern for his wounded driver than for himself. In the Vietnam jungle, the soldier met his fate. At that moment, he became a hero to America, a hero to Tennessee, a hero to Livingston, and a hero to his family, his wife Jerry, and daughter Cindy. Amy Davis indeed said best, just like all the other fallen soldiers, Tom Davis lived. Our next member of the Livingston Academy 2023 Football Hall of Fame, Tom Davis. Brandon Burns at Livingston Academy from 1994 to 1997. Brandon Burns, number 76, a powerful lineman of the mid-1990s, anchored both sides of the ball for the Wildcats during a spectacular era of Livingston Academy football. Brandon finished his career with a sparkling record of 33-14, 3 straight TSSAA playoff berths, and advancing to the third-round quarterfinals in 1996 for the first time in school history. After a 4-6 record during a rebuilding season his freshman year, Brandon saw the Big Blue Cats roll for his next 3 campaigns. In 1995, Coach Danny McCoy's Wildcats dropped games to Loudon and Kingston before closing out the regular season on a 6-game winning streak. The silent assassin, as Coach McCoy described Burns, proved to be an immovable object as defensive end during this run. A 24-18 conquest of Chattanooga Niners in the first round propelled the Cats to a road contest with Knoxville Austin East. The Roadrunners found a late-game comeback in Knoxville to end the Livingston playoffs 20-15. This would serve to catapult the Wildcats to back-to-back 10-win seasons during Brandon's junior and senior season. In 1996, the close losses against the stout Loudon and Kingston squads had the Wildcats sitting at 2-2 after their first 4 games. A 6-game win streak closed out the regular season for the second time in 2 years. The playoffs opened at Livingston in snowy conditions with Grundy County, with neither team able to mount threats offensively. The Cats, with Burns helping form the role, used a Mattenhauser punt return for a touchdown for their lone score. And the vaunted Wildcat defense slammed the door on the Yellow Jackets. This advanced the Wildcats to a round 2 road game in East Tennessee at Gatlinburg-Pittman. In the second playoff game in a row, Burns and the Livingston defense stifled the Highlander offense in a 7-0 shutout. Round 3 was a place no other Livingston Academy football team had ever been able to go. It was rarefied air for Hogeye. The third round opponent was Lenore City, a region opponent that the Cats had beaten 17-14 5 weeks earlier. On a cold, muddy gridiron, 2 defenses bowed their backs time after time and would not surrender the goal line. Burns of the Wildcat defense would prove impenetrable. At the end of regulation, the score was 0-0. In the second overtime, a missed field goal by the Cats gave the Panthers a chance for the walk-off win. North City's kicker had been warming on the charter bus, jogged around the field, and with the only spotless jersey on the field, kicked in the game winner 3-0. Brandon and the Cats yielded only 9 points in 12 quarters and 2 overtimes in postseason play. Overall, the 96 Cats' rugged defense held 8 of 13 opponents to a touchdown or less. Burns' 97 Wildcats had 2 5-game win streaks sandwiched around the White House loss, finishing the regular season 9-1. Livingston took care of Chattanooga High School 35-6 in round 1 of the TSSAA playoffs on the road the following week. Livingston saw a special season come to an end, and the powerful All-State lineman Brandon Burns likewise saw his career end at the end of Chattanooga Breakers 21-7. Former coach Matt Eldridge had glowing praise for Burns. Brandon was a strong, athletic, hard-nosed kid that knew how to win. He did his job as a defensive end, he did his job at guard, and he did his job on special teams. There would always be a spot for Brandon Burns on my team, said Coach Eldridge. Brandon and his wife Kelly have 2 children, a son and a daughter, and he is a plant manager for Vulcan Materials in Knoxville, Tennessee. Brandon Burns, a worthy Hall of Famer as a player and as a man. Your next member of the 2023 Livingston Academy Football Hall of Fame, Brandon Burns. Brock McCoy at Livingston Academy from 2009 to 2012. Brock McCoy, number 8, the fleet-footed, strong-arm quarterback of the Livingston Academy Wildcats from 2009 to 2012. He was twice named the Upper Coastal Playmaker of the Year. He was a 4-time All-District 7AA selection and was a Tennessee Sports Writers Association All-State pick while directing Livingston Academy to a 33-15 record, while passing more than 4,000 career yards and accounted for in excess of 6,000 yards of total offense for the Wildcats. 4 times McCoy led his Wildcat squad into the TSSAA playoffs. As a freshman, McCoy led the Cats to an 8-4 record and a round 1 playoff win over Stone Memorial before bowing out the next week to White Creek. 2010 was an up-and-down season for the Livingston sophomore as the 5-5 Cats made the playoffs, but were ousted by Giles County. The next 2 seasons were great times for Livingston football. The Brock's junior campaign, the Wildcats opened with a win over Stone Memorial and dropped Game 2 to the Smith County Owls before reeling off 6 consecutive wins. The 8-2 regular season propelled the Cats into the playoffs, where they eliminated Knoxville Kids 31-10 before the powerful Knoxville Falcons ended the Cats season the next week. McCoy's senior season would prove to be special for him individually and for the Wildcats collectively. Brock, as a senior, would complete 63% of his tosses for 1,536 yards and 17 touchdowns with only 2 interceptions. He also carried the ball 110 times for 820 yards and 14 scores. He finished his career with 4,022 passing yards, 45 touchdowns, and only 13 interceptions, while accounting for 60 touchdowns. For the high-scoring Wildcats, they opened the season with a 6-game winning streak before a 1-point loss at White House. They won out in the regular season, entering the playoffs with a gaudy 9-1 slate. Postseason action saw Livingston send the Greenwood Grizzlies into hibernation for the winner, 35-7, and the Cats prevailed in a battle of felines in round 2 with a convincing win over DeKalb County Tigers, 37-14. Round 3 saw a familiar old foe, the Knoxville Falcons, proved too much for McCoy's Cats, 35-13, ending his high school career and a marvelous season at 11-2. Following his high school career, Brock redshirted his freshman season at Tennessee Tech. In 2014, during his rookie season, Brock emerged as one of the premier newcomers in the Ohio Valley Conference and a multiple threat player for the Golden Eagles. He was the co-winner of the team's Most Valuable Offensive Player Award and named to the OVC All-Newcomer team. He was second on the team in receiving with 43 catches for 517 yards and 2 touchdowns. added 9 carries for 42 yards, with a punt return for 36 yards, for a total of 595 all-purpose yards. He completed his only pass of the year for a 5-yard touchdown at Austin D. In his 2015 season as a sophomore, Brock spent most of the season leading the conference in receiving and reception per game before moving the quarterback for the final 3 games of the year and leading the Golden Eagles to 2 victories. Despite switching to quarterback, he still finished the season ranked 5th in the league in receptions per game and 7th in receiving yards per game, finishing with 61 catches for 747 yards. The versatile McCoy became the only player in Division I, FBS, and FCS in over 20 years to accomplish a 100-yard rushing game, a 200-yard passing game, and a 200-yard receiving game in the same season. His 264 receiving yards at the University of Houston ranks as the second most of the 2015 season by any FCS player. Despite being a tough and durable player, Brock saw untimely injuries derail his time at Tennessee Tech, at the University of Alabama, Birmingham, and eventually ended his professional career with the Saskatchewan Roughriders of the Canadian Football League. Brock and his wife Hannah live in Oakland County. They work for BR Metal Products. They're expecting a baby girl, Tatum Brooke, in October. In a tragic automobile accident, the McCoys lost a little boy, Walker Cole. Former Livingston Academy coach Bruce Lamb stated, Brock McCoy is the best, most competitive athlete I ever coached. He always gave us a chance to win. Brock McCoy, the passing of the legacy. Your next 2023 Hall of Fame inductee, Brock McCoy. 2023 Academy Hall of Fame class. Hall of Fame. For being here to receive your trophy.
Hello, friends. Josh Ford with Pucketts Furniture since
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you. Contact local agent Phil Marshall for your personal price plan today.
Quality care close to home. Livingston Regional Hospital.
Protecting the newest Overton County residents. Livingston Regional, named one of the state's best award winners for its work at reducing infant mortality. The BEST Award focuses on the importance of breastfeeding, early elective delivery reduction, and safe sleep for Tennessee babies.
Quality care close to home. Livingston Regional Hospital.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into Livingston Academy. We're tonight the Livingston Academy football team back home to take on the York Dragons. Craig Cantrell along with Stephen Barlow with you tonight for our broadcast of this, what should be a district matchup. Always seems like, Stephen, but it's not this year's Livingston Academy and York getting ready to play here in this 2023 season. And Livingston coming off a 2-game winning streak. They're 2-3. York coming off a 5-game winning streak, though they are 5-0, ranked number 4 in the state. It's going to be a tough test tonight for Livingston Academy. But anytime these two old rivals get together, it's always going to be a matchup you can just kind of throw out the records, as they say.
That rivalry's been strong for years, Craig. I remember back 20 years ago when I played, it was white knuckle football back then. I made a trip up to Jamestown this morning and visited with the county executive up there, and we had a little discussion about that. And I had to wear my Livingston Academy shirt underneath my dress shirt because I wasn't going to York without wearing my Livingston football shirt.
Captains meeting out in the middle of the field right now for the coin toss. Captains for Livingston, number 7, Braden Story, number 11, Suja Patel, and number 15, Elijah Robinson for the Wildcats. Captains for York are number 5, Miles Lefew, number 7, Ryland Miller, and number 58 for the Dragons, that is C.J. Brown. York dressed in the all-white tonight, the white helmets, the white jerseys, the purple and gold. Just so you know, a few minutes ago, it looked just like Tennessee Tech used to with those purple and gold numbers. Livingston Academy dressed in the blue jerseys, the white pants, the white helmets. First time they've mixed up the combinations. They've been either all blue or all white so far this season. They go with the blue jerseys, the white pants, and should be a good matchup as these two teams get ready to get this game started here tonight as you are watching Pucketts Furniture. Livingston Academy football Friday nights here on Overton Events. Happy to have you with us for the broadcast tonight. Another perfect night. Well, we're in week 6. No humidity, no heat. It's just about 78, 79 degrees we get ready to kick off. I know we talked about it last week, but we couldn't have ordered a couple of better weeks of weather for these football games.
No wind tonight, Greg. That's another thing. A couple weeks ago, it's a lot of wind came, but it feels great out here tonight. Nice night for football.
Livingston Academy waiting to come out from the tunnel to our right. York already out on the field tonight as the Dragons on the far sideline there for head coach Derwin Wright. Been there many, many years at York Institute. He would leave occasionally, come back. He's a coaching legend up there in Fentress County as Coach Derwin Wright. Coach Matt Hauser just getting his head coaching career started here at Livingston Academy in his first season. Wildcats, when he took over on a 22-game losing streak, that record went to 25 in a row, but they broke that record up in Jenkins, Kentucky, backed that up with a win at home last week on homecoming against Pickett County 49-0. They beat Jenkins, Kentucky 41-7. So the last 2 weeks, Livingston put 90 points on the board, giving up only 7. They've outscored those two opponents 90-7, so the Wildcats are on a good run over this 8-day span. The lights flashing here tonight as York to kick off to get this one started. Stepping out to kick for the Dragons will be number 19 to kick this one away. That is Jorge Soto to kick off for York. Livingston going to drop Daniel Bilbrey and Jake Hughes deep to receive the kick tonight. Caden Weitzel's been back there some. Carson Parrott's been back there some. Bilbrey's been back there all season. Now Jake Hughes will join him to receive the opening kick. Happy to have you with us wherever you're watching. If you're watching us on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube page. Help us grow our channel. If you're watching on Facebook, follow us there. Help us grow our channel there. Happy to have you with us here on Overton Events as we're ready to get this one underway. Soto with the kick to the near side. Short kick. Hughes will field it at the 17, to the 20, to the 25. Gets a block. Cuts it back to the near side. Jake up across the 30, all the way to the 33-yard line, and that's a good start. But you get a good return on that opening kickoff and start in good field position.
There's a flag on the play here, Craig. Looks like Jake Hughes throwing in the backfield here.
And penalty going to be stepped on. No, they'll wave it off. Inadvertent flag there. Not sure what that was. They threw it way up here to about the 38-yard line, well away from the tackle and the play. But Brody Coffey will lead Livingston out here as he played very well last week against Pickett County. Trying to continue that here tonight against York in this matchup. Coffey in the pistol as Bowles will stay behind him. They'll hand off to Bowles. Bowles has room across the 35 up to the 37-yard line, and Jackson will pick up 4 on his first carry. Just a little pistol formation. First time they ran the first play of the game out of that. He gets good yardage straight up the middle.
Second down and 5.
Called a 5-yard gain for Jackson Bowles as he'll move it up to the 37. They'll stay in that pistol. 2 receivers to the near side. 2 to the far side for the Wildcats offense. We'll set the starters just as quickly as we can. Bowles going to try to run it again, but this time he can't get away from that defense of York. Is in there to finish him off is going to be number 22 on the tackle. That is Blake Boyles. Bowles, no gain on the play, and it'll be a 3rd down and 5 now for Livingston, but you've worked yourself into a spot where you can still run it if you want to on this 3rd and 5. Brown and Parrott to the right side. Bilbrey and Hughes to this near side. They'll move Bowles to the left of Coffey in the shotgun now. Blitz coming. Bowles picks it up. Coffey rolls away from it. Coffey across the 35. Coffey shakes one tackle. He dives forward, and he'll be close to a 1st down. Maybe close enough to measure it here on this first carry by Brody Coffey. As they'll take a long look at it. It's all the way across the field where the official chains are. They're going to bring the chains in from the far side. And I tell you, Stephen, that play happened because of one thing, that blitz pickup by Jackson Bowles. If he doesn't do that, the play's dead in the water before it even gets started.
It was a hard hit there against the safety back, gave him enough time to get around to the outside. I like all that juking and jiving that he's doing to get as much yardage as he can.
Yeah, you could see Jackson Bowles, that head just kind of snapped back when he took that hit. That defender had a full head of steam going at him and was able to stop that momentum and get the stop there as they'll stretch the chains here on this near side. He's just inches short of the 1st down.
That's about as close as you can get right there.
The clip that holds the chain to the pole is what it is. So that's about 3 inches maybe from the 1st down. So it's 4th down and literally inches here as looking through the binoculars, it was right at the end of that clip where it's clipped onto the chain. So it's 4th down and inches for the Wildcats offense, and Livingston keeping the offense out there. And this will fall on that offensive line for the Wildcats. The center, number 55 for Livingston, Nathan Hargis. In the middle of the left guard is number 69, Noah Jones. Rather, that is 65 for the Wildcats. That is Jamie Matzel. Left tackle, number 59, that is Colin Watzel. We'll get the right guard and right tackle after we run this play. Is actually Dawson Ledbetter on the right side. Watzel, the right guard. The left guard is number 65. That is Matzel. And the left tackle is the one we didn't get. Coffee, the quarterback sneak. He didn't need much. He didn't get much, but I think he got enough for the first down, as that left tackle is number 54 for Livingston Academy. That's Jordan Ficklin for the Wildcats. He needed inches. He got about half a yard, and I think he'll have the first down, but it depends on the spot, and they'll give it to him. Not going to measure on that, because if you're an official and you've already measured once, you know he picked up enough because he didn't need much, and you're not going to embarrass yourself and measure and then miss it. As you know that, as that's a Pucketts Furniture first down, first down of the night, picked up by Livingston Academy. Go by Pucketts Furniture on West Main Street for all your furniture, bedding, and household needs. Coffee. 4 downs to pick up that first down as they move the chains with 9.5 to play in the first quarter. Opening possession of the night with Coffee from the pistol. Bowles behind Brody. He'll move to the left side of Coffee. Coffee taking his time. Trip receivers to the right side. Coffee will run it with Bowles. Bowles trying to find room, and there's not much there as York there to wrap him up, and Jackson's a little shaken up. That defense, just 3 of them coming in there to wrap him up. No gain on the play for Jackson Bowles.
Like that number 22, Blake Bowles. He's shooting up the gap about every play, Craig. We're going to have to watch that. He got met by 3 different Beatrice County dogs there. Dragons, rather, I'm sorry.
Well, that's one thing about Coach Wright. He will blitz. He'll be very aggressive on the defensive side of the football. They'll come after you, so you got to be ready for that. As Trey Coleman coming in to replace Bowles, who's a little shaken up. Trey will go in motion. Coffee wanting to throw. Hit as he throws. It's going to be intercepted. Picked off by the Dragons, as making the interception is number 5, Miles Lefew. Able to get the interception. First turnover of the night by Livingston Academy will be an interception by Miles Lefew, and they'll start their first possession inside Wildcat territory at the Livingston 47-yard line.
Set number 25, Tanner Talent, right straight up. He got hit as he threw the ball.
I tell you, you talk about an offense. This Dragon offense last week against Tellico Plains, they put up 74 points on the night, 39 in the second quarter alone. They'll bring a man in motion. Quarterback will keep it. Lefew straight up the middle. He's going to pick up a first down as he rumbles inside the 35-yard line all the way down to the 33. 14 yards on the first carry by Miles Lefew and a first down. And 39 points in a quarter, it's hard to do that against air. I mean, that's an amazing number that they put up last week, and 74 total. Lefew is the quarterback. The tailback is Rylan Miller, along with Blake Boyles, one of the wingbacks here, as they'll bring a man in motion. They'll hand it to the wingback on the jet sweep. He'll jump over a defender, and he'll pick up another first down going on that end around before he's pushed out of bounds by John Geist. On the carry there is Rylan Miller, as he'll take it for another 13-yard gain for Miller, and back-to-back first downs by the Dragons. We'll move the football down to the 20-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for York. So the Dragons have it 1st and 10 as we have just under 8 minutes to play in the first quarter. Double wing formation again, a single wing as they run that wing back on the left side. They'll bring Miller in motion. Lefew will keep it after the play fake. Lefew going to be hit. The ball comes out, picked up by York, though. One of the offensive linemen able to recover. Number 70, Michael Wall, on the recovery to save possession for the Dragons as Livingston stripped it out of there. But Wall will recover it for a loss on the play, and that'll put him behind the chains. It'll make it a 2nd and 14 with the loss of 4 on the fumble recovery, but Livingston almost got that turnover back.
Some of that momentum we needed back on that.
2nd and 14 now for York. Lefevue in the backfield with him is number 3. That is Logan Pinnell. Lefevue going to keep it and take it back inside the 20, or right at the 20-yard line. They'll say he's down, so he'll get back to the original line of scrimmage. Gain of 4 on the play for Miles Lefevue, and it'll set up a 3rd and 10. So after giving up a couple of big runs, this defense here at the 20-yard line beginning to bow their backs a little bit and trying to keep York from punching this one in. They'd love to try to force a field goal attempt by the Dragons here if they could. 3rd and 10 from the 20-yard line. Lefevue will take the snap. They're going to throw it. Halfback option. That's going to be intercepted. Picked off by the Wildcats. That is Jake Hughes with the interception for Livingston. Jake will get the turnover as he'll pick off Miles Lefevue. Livingston Rental Center turnover there by Jake Hughes in the red zone for the Wildcats. Jake coming over to help out. Go by Livingston Rental Center on West Main Street in Livingston for all your equipment rental needs. Stop and see them there on West Main Street, just up the road from the Dairy Queen, going toward the square on West Main Street. And Jake Hughes jumping that route to get the interception that was thrown by the wingback coming around, Aiden Sweat Thomas, throwing that interception, number 6.
Well, they saw that play coming. They wasn't fooled by that whatsoever. When they pitched off, they thought the run was coming, stopped the throw.
Then after the play, an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty going to be called on the Dragons, and that's big right there, because that gets you a whole lot of breathing room. That 15-yard penalty will move the football all the way up to the 37-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 Wildcats from that point. So Livingston from their own 37. Coleman in the backfield with Coffey. He'll hand to Coleman. Trey makes one man miss at the line of scrimmage. He'll get a short gain on his first carry of the night, picking up 2. As don't see Jackson Bowles over here being attended to by the trainers or anything, so he may be able to come back in the game for Livingston. There he is just now, going back behind Coach Mattenhauser to let him know that he's ready to go back in if needed. That's 2nd and 8 for Livingston as we're halfway through this first quarter. No score here at Livingston Academy between the Wildcats and the Dragons. Coffey will take the snap. He's rolling to his right. Call quarterback run to his left. Call quarterback run, and they're going to tackle him for a loss. That's Blake Boyles. No, that's number 25 in there for the Dragons. That is Tanner Talent, along with Miles Lefevue, making the tackle on Coffey. He'll lose a yard on the play, and it'll set up a 3rd down and 9 now for the Livingston offense on that call quarterback keeper by Brody Coffey. So 3rd and 9 for the Wildcats offense from their own 39-yard line. They've got to get to the 48 for the 1st down. Hughes and Bilbrey to the left side. Parrott wide to the right. No, that's Brown wide to the right. Coffey. The screen set up in the middle. Hoffman with the catch. Gage, the tight end, going to be close to a 1st down. Maybe another one of these left foot, right foot spots as the pass complete to Gage Hoffman for 9 yards on his first catch of the night. And they'll take a long look over there again, and they're going to measure again. They'll bring the chains in. Boy, Gage Hoffman got free for that long touchdown catch last week against Pickett County. They go back to him on a good call by Coach Mattenhauser on that tight end screen. It's going to get them very close to a 1st down and a chance, even if they don't convert it, to be able to go for it on 4th down if they should choose to again.
Looks like it's going to be another one of those thread things again. There it is, same spot.
Yeah, it's just about the same distance again from the 1st down marker. So he went right over the right tackle the last time, did Brody Coffey, going under center. Let's see where they go this time on 4th and inches, because you got to feel that they're going to go for it. Here with 4:44 to play in the first quarter. We talked about one of the oldest matchups in the state of Tennessee. One of the biggest rivalries in the state of Tennessee is whenever these two get together, it means just about everything, whether it's district or not, between Livingston Academy and York. Wildcats using a mini timeout here after the measurement. They've got it set now. The play clock will start with 20 seconds to run this play. Livingston Back to the line of scrimmage. Mansell, the left guard. The right guard is Watzel. The center is Hargis. Coffee still in the shotgun for right now. Play clock at 5 seconds. They've got to hurry. They didn't get the play away. Or did Coach Hauser get the timeout? He got the timeout before the play clock expired. So 4th and inches when we come back. Livingston Academy nothing. York nothing. Back to Livingston right after this. Fourth and inches facing Livingston Academy as they line it up at the 48-yard line. Again, about the length of that clip that holds the chain to the stake. And 4th and inches here. Coffee will stay in the shotgun. They'll move Bowles to his right. That power formation with a couple of extra blockers to the right side. They'll hand to Bowles. He'll run that way, and he'll pick up the first down. Gain of 2 for Jackson Bowles. Taking it off the right side. That's a Pucketts Furniture first down. Go to Pucketts Furniture on West Main Street for all your furniture, bedding, and appliance needs. Pucketts Furniture, West Main Street in Livingston, as the Wildcats pick up their second first down this first half. And that power formation is pretty effective for them as they're able to pick up that 2 yards that they needed for the first down. First and 10 Wildcats from the midfield stripe. Coffee from the shotgun will move Bowles to his left. Coffee will hand off to Bowles. Bowles trying that same spot. Short gain here is holding on there at the bottom of the pile is number 70 for the Dragons. That is Michael Wall along with number 48, Joseph Linder on the tackle. A gain of a yard on the play for Jackson Bowles. And it'll set up a 2nd and 9 now for the Wildcats offense. Quick moving first quarter, 3:20 to play in the first quarter. No score here between these two teams in the early going. Each team has thrown an interception in the first half. 3 receivers go out in the pattern. Coffee will bring Hughes in motion. They'll fake it to Bowles. They'll run the option with Coffee. Coffee spins but can't get away from Boyles. Blake Boyles has come out well defensively in this first half for the Dragons. Coffee able to spin his way to a 3-yard gain. That's going to set up a 3rd and 6 now for the Wildcats offense, but they are in York Dragon territory for the first time tonight, moving down to the 46-yard line. First and 10 Wildcats as Brown will go to the right side. Bilbrey and Hughes to the left for Coffee. Call it 3rd and 6 here. Coffee to throw. We'll dump it off to Bowles. Bowles off the right side is going to be short of the first down. He needed 6. He got half of that. Pickup of 3 on the play to Jackson Bowles on his first catch of the night, and he did a good job. Little chip of that blitzer coming in. They just let the defensive end, Michael Wall, go. Bowles got a good chip on him to slow down his momentum coming upfield. But then when he made the catch, the defense was already there, and they're not going to go for it on 4th and 3. Going to play a little field position here as they'll send Dylan Watson in to punt the football away. Miles Lefew drops deep to receive the punt. Watson take the good snap, pressure. Watson gets it away. Good punt here by Dillon. Lands inside the 10, takes a York bounce back to the 11-yard line where Braden Story will down it there for the Wildcats, and Livingston will have York will have possession after Story will get there to down it. As Watson, good job getting that one out of there. Good pressure by the Dragons. Almost able to get to it. Couldn't do so, and York will take over 1st and 10 at their own 11 with 1:28 to play in the first quarter.
It looked like every play there that they were sending pressure, constant blitz by the defense.
They'll move the new player to quarterback there. Is on the carry is Pinnell as they run a little Wildcat with Pinnell carrying the football. Number 3, Logan Pinnell on his first carry for York. Miles Lefevue became the leading blocker that time for the Wildcats, but a gain of 5 on the play for Pinnell as they mix it up a little bit with Logan moving to the quarterback position. Very athletic, these running backs for the Dragons, kind of interchangeable as they'll go with a full house backfield here. Pinnell will stay at the quarterback spot. He's going to be tackled right at the line of scrimmage. That's Gage Hoffman getting back there to wrap him up. He'll gain a yard leaning forward, but Hoffman will get there to finish him off before Pinnell will take it forward for no gain, they say. So it's 3rd and 5 now for the Dragons offense.
Good pressure that time by the Wildcats to get into the backfield. Number 71, John Geis, able to come around from the back and help him with that tackle as well.
3rd down and 5 for York. Lefevue back at the quarterback spot. They lead him that way. Seth Smith meets him in the hole. Lefevue able to push forward for a gain of 4, but he's going to be short of the first down, as that will be the last play of the first quarter. When we come back, it'll be decision time for the York Dragons. They're facing a 4th and 1 to start the second quarter. We're through 1 completed Livingston. It is Livingston Academy 0, York 0. Back to Tom Davis Field right after this.
Hello, friends. Josh Ford with Pucketts Furniture since 1954. As you know, Pucketts has been in continuous operation for over 68 years, selling high-end quality brands to thousands of families throughout Middle Tennessee. Did you know we have a low price guarantee? If within 30 days of your purchase,
Fourth and 1 for the Wildcats offense, or rather for the Dragons offense, as they keep the offense out there for right now. Can't imagine they would go for it from here at the 20-yard line, but they keep the offense in there. Lefevue from the shotgun. He's got another running back there with him, number 2, Lake Drake, as they'll hand it to Drake. No, that's Lefevue going straight ahead to pick up 9 and pick up the first down. So Coach Wright going for it on 4th and 1 from their own 20. And Miles Lefevue picks up 9 and picks up the first down for the Dragons. That's showing confidence in your offense right there, going for it on 4th down at the 20-yard line.
Brought it right up the gut. Carson Parrott was there to bring him down. Carson wasn't there. He had a field in front of him.
Lefevue from the shotgun with Pinnell to his left. Pinnell will take this direct snap. Pinnell running behind Lefevue off the right side. He'll turn the corner, and he'll pick up a first down. Crowd wanted a flag. They got one on a late hit out of bounds by Livingston Academy. Pinnell going to pick up 11 on the carry and a first down, then tack 15 yards on it for a late hit out of bounds on the Wildcats to move it into Livingston territory for York.
I think the crowd helping that penalty there, Craig.
Yeah, they influenced it a little bit, I believe. It was thrown a little later after the play. And he was a couple of steps out of bounds. Kind of hard to tell right there where they're at, where the out of bounds marker is. That's right in the spot where the grass really didn't grow back as well here at Livingston Academy, and it's sand over there. So when you walk on a little bit, that line kind of disappears. No excuses, but that is kind of tough to tell right over there. Lefevue. No, it is Lefevue at the quarterback. It's kind of hard to tell who's going to take the snap as Lefevue goes right up the middle before he's brought down by Seth Smith, but a 4-yard gain for Miles Lefevue for the Dragons.
Kind of a trick play there, Craig, as the quarterback jumped to act like the ball went over his head. It was a direct snap over to the fullback.
Second down and 6 for the Dragons, as they have it at the Livingston 41-yard line. Lefevue. No, it's Pinnell. He'll hand off inside to the wingback on the end around. Smith going to bring him down in the open field. But on the carry is Rylan Miller, picking up 10 for York on a little end around by the wingback there. And Miller, both his carries have been 10-plus yards. Seth Smith, a touchdown-saving tackle for Livingston Academy there. If he doesn't make that tackle, Miller would go. But Livingston a chance to set up and play defense again at their own 32-yard line. But York does move the chains and pick up another first down. First and 10 Dragons from the Livingston 32. Snap will go to Lefevue. Lefevue straight up the middle. Lefevue has another first down. Takes it inside the 20 all the way down to the 12-yard line. Going to be a 20-yard run for Miles Lefevue as Carson Parrott down there to make the stop for Livingston Academy, but it's a first and 10 York from the Wildcat 22, and that's kind of what this offense does. It just kind of wears you down, and you have to really keep an eye on the football because they've got both those players back there just in the same stance. You don't really know who it's going to be snapped to.
So that's the trick on that. They're getting side by side, watching which one it's going to here.
They'll snap it to the other player. That's Miller on the end around again. Miller on that little wing back reverse, going to be brought down by Carson Parrott down there as Lake Drake took that direct snap, but there is a penalty marker down on the play, down at about the 15-yard line. So we'll check this as Miles Lefevue down there to check with the official to see what it is. That tells me it's going to be against York if they're down there talking about it.
They were holding back one of the Wildcat players there.
Going to be unsportsmanlike conduct, I think, against the York Dragons. What's holding against York, as that'll back it up 10 yards. So give Miller a gain of 3 on that carry, but it will back them back to the 25-yard line. It'll be first down and 18 now for the Dragons. First and 18 from back at the 25 for York. 9.5 to play first half. No score here in this contest. That penalty gets them behind the chains. The direct snap to Drake. Drake turns the corner. Penalty marker down. It's going to be a hold here in the backfield as they just tackled John Geist back in the backfield. And that's going to move them back 10 more yards. Wait for the official signal. There it is, a hold against York, so it will back them up. As they'll move them way back this time. It'll be stepped off from the original line of scrimmage. We'll take it all the way back to the 35-yard line. They've got to get to the 8-yard line for the first down, so first and 27 now.
If you pay attention, Craig, on how this offense is being run, there's no outside wide receivers. Well, there's got one now for the first time in a long time. It's actually lined up off the line.
Lefevue and Drake. Lefevue will take the snap. He wants to throw. Lefevue rolling out. He's got room to run. That field just opens up for him. Lefevue across the 30 and stepped out of bounds inside the 20 as he'll take it on a great gain by Lefevue all the way down to the 19-yard line. They needed 38. He picked up 16 of it on that carry on a little quarterback keeper, and he's already up to 71 yards on the night. And it will still be a 2nd and 12, though, for the York offense from the 19-yard line of Livingston. Dragons trying to overcome a couple of holding penalties that put them way behind the chains.
All the players are lined up on the line.
Lefevue and Pinnell in the backfield. Lefevue looking over to Coach Wright, not sure about something. Play clock at 4. They've got to hurry here as they move people around. Lefevue will take the snap. He'll go right up the middle, and he'll have a good gain going right up the middle is Miles Lefevue. Brought down in there by the Wildcats defense. On the tackle there is Adam Richards for Livingston. Gain.
I was looking for another flag on the play. There wasn't one. I just seen a player go flying through the air after the play.
Gain of about 5 on the play for Miles Lefew to set up, gain of 4, set up a 3rd and 8 now for the York offense from the 15-yard line. We got to where it was when those 2 penalties were thrown. Possible 2-down territory here. Not sure of the ability of the York kicker as Lefew and Pinnell in the backfield. They'll hand it on to Miller on the end around. Miller will cut it off the block inside the 10, inside the 5, and steps out of bounds at the 4-yard line. And he'll pick up a 1st down for the Dragons on a gain of 14 by Ryland Miller as he takes it down to the 4-yard line. The 1st and goal, York. They say the 3-yard line. Looks like it's a little bit outside the 3. It is on the 3-yard line. So 1st and goal for the Dragons. Clock stopped with 8:10 to play in the first half. No score between these two teams. York knocking on the door, though, on a 1st and goal. Lefew will take the snap. Lefew running to his left. He'll take it in to score the touchdown for the Dragons. Miles Lefew from 4 yards out will take it in to score the touchdown for York with 8:05 to play in the first quarter. And the big play of that drive was when they went for it on 4th down from their 20-yard line to start this second quarter, and then able to just convert on that, then methodically move the football down the field and score the touchdown. Also that 16-yard run on 1st and 37. Now Soto to attempt the extra point. Jorge Soto to attempt it for the Dragons. Snap is bobbled and dropped. Soto will pick it up, and Soto will be drilled. Who is that got to him? That is Gage Hoffman. Just a clean hit on the kicker there, unabated to him, and Hoffman able to wrap him up, and the extra point is no good. So with 8:05 to play in the first half, it is York 6, Livingston Academy 0.
Hello, friends. I'm L.G. Puckett with Puckett's Pond. I'm a professional numismatist and a 60-year member of A&A. I'm a strong buyer and collector of coins, gold, silver, and precious metals. If you want to buy, sell, trade, or pawn, then come on in and visit my money museum. It's in the back of Puckett's Furniture. I've got
So York goes in front 6-0 over Livingston Academy. Long drive by the Dragons to score the go-ahead touchdown, but the missed extra point by York leaves it a 6-0 score as Soto coming out to kick off. Hughes and Bilbrey deep to receive the kick for the Dragons. As it'll be York to kick it away. They had 53 points, I was told, at halftime last week against Tellico Plains. So this Livingston defense has done a pretty good job holding them to 6 with just over 8 minutes to play in the first half. Soto will kick this one to Hughes at the 15. Jake to the 20. Tries to find a lane and will be brought down to about the 26, maybe to the 27-yard line before he's brought down there by the Dragons. Is in there making the stop for York is going to be Joseph Linder along with Grayson Winningham there for the Dragons, and will be a 1st and 10 Livingston from the 26-yard line. So the Wildcats will line it up from there. Trailing now 6-0 as Coffee. See Trey Coleman join him in the backfield now for the Wildcats. 3-man front for York. They've got a stand-up defensive end on this left side, but those linebackers have been blitzing all night. Here they come again. Coleman trying to run up the middle, and there's nothing there as Boyles in there to wrap him up again for the Dragons. That is Blake Boyles on the tackle, and he'll lose a yard on the play with Trey Coleman. First play of the second quarter for the Wildcats coming with just under 8 minutes to play in the second quarter. 2nd and 11. That defensive play puts Livingston behind the chains. Coleman behind Coffee. They'll move Coleman to his right. Coffee will take the snap. Brody going to throw the out pattern, incomplete, broken up over here by the Dragons secondary. That is Aiden Sweat Thomas that jumped that route and almost had him a pick six there, as if he gets that just a little bit quicker, he's there to get that interception as they tried to hit Will Brown, but there's nobody there to stop him if he makes that pick.
Sweat Thomas in the backfield saw that and coming and was running after it before it was thrown, so just able to get a hand on it.
3rd and 11. Now for the Wildcats offense, deep in their own end. Trying to avoid a 3 and out after the York score. Coffee will take the snap. 4-man rush. Coffee rolling away from it. 3-man rush by the Dragons. Coffee just throws it as far as he can. It's incomplete. Miles Lefew back there playing center field as they tried to get it to Daniel Bilbrey on the fly pattern, but the pressure by York didn't let him step into it. And Coffee just with arm strength able to throw it as far as he could, but it drifted out of bounds, incomplete, but it will bring up a 4th and 11 and a punt by Dylan Watson. They got close to him the last time on the last punt by Watson. You got to be aware of this edge rusher by the Dragons as he got very close. That is Linder over on this near side that got close, and nobody really shifting toward him yet. Caden Watson, late gain on the field for Livingston Academy. He'll line up there where that rusher is. Snap is good. Pressure up the middle this time. Watson will get it away. Fielded by York, and then Braden Story is there just to cut down that return man. As on the return was Will Beatty, number 11. And Story, that's great timing right there on the tackle by Story to wrap him up and stop it after a yard return on what could have been a big return on that line drive punt by Watson.
Defense is going to have an answer for this offense that they're playing. Greg, we talked about a minute ago, when we got all the players on the line, they have a lot of blockers.
Yeah, this misdirection, this wing offense that Coach Wright runs, is they're going to send number 11 off the field. That's the man that fielded the punt. Will Beatty may have had some blood on him or something as they send him out. Lefew and Pinnell in the backfield for the Dragons. They both get down in that stance. Pinnell will take the snap, and Pinnell is going to be tripped up. Penalty marker down as the helmet pulled off of Pinnell, so that's probably going to be on Livingston for a face mask and going to probably be the 15-yard variety.
His helmet coming off, he'll have to stay off the play.
Officials talking about it, probably deciding the severity of the penalty, and it will be a personal foul face mask that will give York their 8th first down of the first half. Can be inadvertent for 5 yards with the personal foul variety for 15, and they are tagged with the 15-yard variety.
Coming back on, I guess, with it not coming off on your own ability, I guess, back on.
1st and 10 York at the Livingston 37-yard line. Dragons driving again after a score on their last drive, then forcing a 3 and out by the Livingston offense. That bunch formation for York. Lefew rolling out, wanting to throw. He's going deep down this near side. It's overthrown, incomplete, and Jake Hughes trying to draw a bead on his second interception of the night, but it falls incomplete and sets up a 2nd and 10 now for the Dragons.
Would have been another huge play for Livingston, been able to come up with that one. It's just out of reach for him.
That's what you do. This run game, though, kind of lulls you to sleep. And if you've got a good passing quarterback like Lefew can be, you can get that one-on-one coverage, but Hughes wasn't fooled on that one. 2nd and 10 here for the Dragons as Lefew, along with Drake, back in the backfield. They both get into that crouch, and the snap will go to Drake. But I think they were both moving on the snap, or do we have a delay of the game? The false start against York, so it'll back him up 5 yards. I think both players in the backfield were moving a little bit before the snap.
The number 1 jumped across the line there on the end. The only receiver they had.
So the 5-yard penalty will move it back to the 42-yard line, where it'll be 2nd and 15 now for the Dragons offense. Lefevue and Drake in the backfield. They both get down in that stance with their elbows on their knees. They fake the end around to Miller. Lefevue in trouble. Lefevue throwing it as he's being tackled. Was it picked off? Seth Smith says it is. The official says it is. The Wildcats have their second turnover. Now the official on the backside is coming in to talk about it. There's a penalty marker down. But it's an interception by Seth Smith for right now. Ineligible man downfield against York. The interception stands. The second turnover of the night. Second interception by Livingston as Jake Hughes has gotten one. Seth Smith has gotten one now for Livingston Academy. And the Wildcats force another turnover and get the ball back in good field position.
Gage's stop on that extra point could come up big for Livingston Academy here in this ballgame.
John Geist got the pressure on the quarterback as Lefevue was being brought down by Geist as he made that throw. Seth Smith, he didn't have as much on it off the arm of Lefevue, and Smith able to just run right in front of the receiver and make the interception. Coffee from the shotgun with Bowles to his right. Coffee will take the snap. He'll fake the handoff. Comes near side to Watzel. Watzel hit right at the line of scrimmage. No, he lost a couple of yards on that little wide receiver bubble screen as they dumped it off to him in the flats, and Miles Lefevue there to tackle him for a loss of 2. Aiden Watzel will lose 2 and set up a 2nd and 12. Now for the Wildcats offense. We're halfway through the second quarter with York leading by a score of 6-0 here at Livingston Academy. Wildcats break the huddle. Brown and Watzel to the right side. Hughes and Bilbrey to the left side. Bowles motions out to that far side. Throwing on the out pattern to Hughes, who makes the catch. Jake spins free, and Jake takes it up to the 49-yard line to pick up a Pucketts Furniture first down on the 13-yard reception by Jake Hughes. Pucketts Furniture on West Main Street in Livingston. Go by there for all your furniture, bedding, and appliance needs as they'll move the chains up to the 48-yard line for a 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Livingston 2 players out in that pattern as Bilbrey just clearing away that second defender. Hughes that little out route, and Coffey put it between a couple of defenders to get the completion for the first down. 1st and 10 Wildcats at their own 48. Coffey will bring Hughes in motion. They'll fake the jet sweep. They'll throw it complete to Bilbrey on the far side. Bilbrey breaks one tackle but can't get away from that second defender there to wrap him up as they just stood him up, and York got a clean hit on him. Over on that far side is making the tackle is Bryson Bilbrey for the Dragons, and Bilbrey going to lose a couple on first down.
They saw that one coming, Craig. They was prepared on that one.
Yeah, tape got you ready for that one as little bubble screen off the fake jet sweep. They just throw it out quickly to that wide receiver over on the far side. Not really a screen, just a quick pop out there. And it's 2nd and 11 now for the Livingston offense. They'll send Bowles in motion to the boundary side. They drop it off complete. Bowles into York territory. Will take it down to the 47-yard line. A little pass out in the flats on that little wheel route to Jackson Bowles. Bowles with the catch to pick up 5 on the reception. Jackson with his second catch of the night. First player for Livingston to have 2 catches. And it'll set up a 3rd and 6 now for the Wildcats offense. With just over 4 minutes to play in the first half, they might be in 2-down territory if they can't convert here on 3rd. Bowles in motion again. Coffey, pump fake that way. Coffey now rolling out. Brody throws sidearm. Bilbrey made a great catch. Oh, Daniel climbing the ladder to go up and catch that sidearm throw from Brody Coffey and pick up a Pucketts Furniture first down on the 8-yard catch. From Brody Coffey to Daniel Bilbrey. Pucketts Furniture on West Main Street in Livingston. For all your furniture, appliance, and bedding needs, go by and see them at Pucketts Furniture.
Bilbrey jumped to catch that ball. Was hit in the air as he caught it. He did a great job of bringing that down.
It's a 1st and 10 Wildcats at the York 41. Coffee with Bowles behind him. Now he'll move him to his left. Coffee takes the snap. He'll hand off to Bowles on a quick pop. Bowles breaks the tackle, then it's going to be brought down by Miles Lefew, and that just shows the power of Miles Lefew. He didn't really tackle Bowles. He just put the shoulder pad into that hip of Jackson Bowles and brought him down, but not before a 6-yard gain by Jackson Bowles to set up a 2nd and 4 for Livingston Academy as we approach 3 minutes to play in the first half. Coffee gets the play from the near side. Wildcats would love to put something on the board here late in the second quarter. 4 wide receivers for Coffee. Bowles moves to the right of Coffee. They'll split him out in motion. Coffee throwing down the seam. It's going to be incomplete. Almost intercepted by number 1 for the Dragons. We don't have a 1 on our roster. That incompletion. Let's have a 3rd and 4 now for Livingston Academy. We'll find out at halftime who 1 is. Clock stopped with 2:43 to play in the first half. 3rd down and 4. 2 downs to pick up this first down. Getting close to the range of Dylan Watson. Always an option to try to put points on the board if he can't punch it in. 2 timeouts remaining for Livingston Academy. Coffee moving Bowles to his left. Coffee will take the snap. Blitz coming. Coffee now going to find Bowles on the screen. It comes free. Ball is loose on the ground, and I think York has recovered. The Dragons will come up with it. The recovery made by York's number 14. That is Austin Huddleston recovering the fumble. They talk about it. We'll wait and see. The officials huddling together. Did he have possession before he fumbled it away? They said yes, and it's going to be a catch and a fumble and a recovery by York on the catch by Jackson Bowles. So the second turnover of the first half by Livingston will stop this drive, and the Dragons will take over at their own 31 with 2.5 to play in the first half. Lefew and Pinnell in the backfield for York. Lefew will bring Miller in motion. They'll hand to him on the end around. Miller picks up a first down at the 40. Cuts it outside at the 45. Pushed out of bounds at the 47 as Livingston over there to force him out of bounds with Seth Smith there to push him out of bounds. But it'll be a 15-yard gain on the carry by Rylan Miller, and they'll move the chains on that one as he's over 50 yards rushing on the night, 53 with that first down. Clock stopped at the 46-yard line on the play out of bounds. York has all 3 of their timeouts here in this first half. Lefew will take the snap. Lefew rolling out. Lefew now going to set up and throw deep. He's got a man out there, but he misses him long, throwing into double coverage as Hughes and Bilbrey running step for step down here with the intended receiver for the Dragons. That is Bryson Bilbrey for York, but it falls incomplete and sets up a 2nd and 10 now for York. 2nd and 10 with 2:16 to play in the first half. 0 for 4 throwing the football in the first half is Miles Lefew. 2 interceptions. Maybe the passing game is not an option really for this team as they haven't had much success at all with it. Lefew along with Pinnell in the backfield. The man that has the toughest job of the night is the center for the York Dragons. Snap to Lefew. He's rolling to his right. Lefew sets up to throw back to the other side. It's going to be caught by Drake. Drake makes a man miss at the 35, to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Miles Lefew to Lake Drake. 54 yards for the score for the Dragons, and just as we talk about it, he makes the big play to Drake to get the touchdown.
After the touchdown, Hughes pushes him out of bounds, and they're through the flag for unsportsmanlike conduct on Hughes.
Yeah, that'll be assessed after on the kickoff. I said Drake, that's number 3 that made the catch. That is Logan Pinnell on the reception for the Dragons. Those numbers kind of hard to pick up. That purple on the wide over on the far side. It's Pinnell with the catch for York to put them in front 12-0. And after missing the extra point, they'll go for the 2-point conversion to try to get that point back.
They're asking the coach if they want to put it on the extra point or on the kickoff.
So since they are going for 2, they'll move it up to the 1.5-yard line. So they put it down there as the signal from the referee on the personal foul against Livingston. And a timeout going to be called by York. They know the importance of this point as they'll take the timeout with 2:03 to play in the first half. York leading 12-0. The 2-point conversion coming up when we come back.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Two-point conversion coming up from the York Dragons as they missed the extra point on the first attempt, and they're trying to get that back here after the personal foul penalty on Livingston. The football moved up to the 1.5-yard line where it'll be ran for the conversion attempt. Lefew and Drake in the backfield. Snap to Lefew going off the right side, and he'll lower his head and push his way into the end zone with a 2-point conversion. So with 2:03 to play in the first half, it is York 14, Livingston Academy 0. We'll be back to Livingston right after this.
Quality care close to home. Livingston Regional Hospital.
Protecting
Quality care close to home. Livingston Regional Hospital.
Protecting the newest Overton County residents. Livingston Regional, named one of the state's best award winners for its work at reducing infant mortality. The BEST Award focuses on the importance of breastfeeding, early elective delivery reduction, and safe sleep for Tennessee babies.
Quality care.
York with the touchdown and the 2-point conversion extends their lead to 14-0 as Jorge Soto to kick off for the Dragons. After the score, Wildcats see York go ahead 14-0 in this one. Deep to receive for Livingston, Jake Hughes and Daniel Bilbrey to receive the kick. Soto, kickoff here. Short kick. Parrott will take it at the 25, drops it. Has to go to a knee to recover it back at the 24-yard line. Went right through the hands of Carson Parrott, and Carson able to fall on it to keep possession for Livingston Academy, and they'll have it 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line. Almost disaster there for Livingston, avoided by Carson Parrott. Let's see how the Wildcats play this one with 2:02 to play in the first half. York leading 14-0.
They're going to have to score on this one, stay alive in this second half coming up. And got 2 minutes left to go in the second quarter.
Coffee from the shotgun. One wide receiver to this near side, working the wide side of the field. Low snap and wrapped up in the backfield for a loss is going to be Trey Coleman, tackled for a loss by York's Michael Wall in there defensively to make the stop. A 3-yard loss for Coleman as Wall getting back there. The snap was low. That slowed the play down. Didn't get it, ran as quickly as they wanted to, and that let Wall have time to get in there and make the stop.
I think York calls that number 70 Wall, the Wall. He had nowhere to go.
2nd and 13 for the Wildcats offense. Coleman behind Coffee. He'll move Coleman up to his right. Coffee will take the snap. He'll hand out, he'll fake to Coleman. Coffee now under pressure. He'll roll away from it. Coffee will run. Coffee steps out of bounds. Did he get the first down? Pinnell over there to make him step out of bounds. But it'll be a first down run for Brody Coffee. 14 yards on the carry to pick up the Pucketts Furniture first down. Pucketts Furniture on West Main Street in Livingston. For all your furniture, bedding, and appliance needs, Pucketts Furniture on West Main Street. First and 10 Wildcats from their own 35-yard line. Wildcats have the football with the clock stopped at 1:07 to play in the first half with Coffee getting out of bounds. Four-man front from the Dragons. Coffee under pressure, steps up in the pocket. Coffee will bounce it outside. He's going to try to run. Coffee now wants to throw, but he's going to be sacked. He'll be tackled back at the 33-yard line. Loss of 2 on the play for Coffee, and I think York is going to use one of their timeouts, or will Livingston take the timeout? Timeout going to be called here. Let's see who takes the timeout, as the clock will stop with 48.6 to play in the first half. Timeout taken by York. They'll call it. With Livingston facing the 2nd and 12, we'll take timeout with them here in this first half.
Hello, friends. Josh Ford with Pucketts Furniture since 1954. As you know, Pucketts has been in continuous operation for over 68 years, selling high-end quality brands to thousands of families throughout Middle Tennessee. Did you know we have a low price guarantee? If within 30 days of your purchase,
2nd and 12 for the Wildcats offense. They're at their own 33-yard line. Is Livingston Academy. Coleman in the backfield with Coffee. They'll bring Hoffman over to the right side as the tight end. Coffee will hand to Coleman, and Wall is going to tackle him for a loss back at the 27. Wall will tackle him. They'll say he got to the 29 where he's brought down. Loss of 4 there for Trey Coleman on the carry, as York will take another timeout. While they do that, let's take a moment to thank our sponsors for making tonight's broadcast possible. The Muscle Factory, Exit Rocky Top Realty, Walnut Grove Church of Christ, E.B. Gray Jewelry and Gifts, Willow Grove Marina, Lucky Red Stables, Wascon Incorporated, Maynard Auto Sales, R&M Family Pharmacy, Farmers Insurance Rick Savage, Overton County News, Physical Medicine Center of the Cumberlands, Livingston Family Healthcare, Livingston Dairy Queen, Bullseye Security, Livingston Regional Hospital, First Church of Livingston, Gary Maxwell Insurance, Jerry's IGA, Highway Tire, Pucketts Furniture, Milton Rains and Family, People's Bank and Trust Company, Farley and Sons Construction and Excavation, Farm Bureau Insurance, Highway 111 Deli, Livingston Dance Studio, Smith Septic Service, State Farm Insurance Phil Marshall, compliments of a Wildcat fan, 1806 Barbecue, Pucketts Family Dentistry, and the Livingston Rental Center, our sponsors here on Overton Events. Third down and 17 facing the Wildcats offense out of the timeout, as Coffee will roll to his left. Coffee wanting to run. Coffee now in trouble, and Wall's going to tackle him for a loss. Michael Wall is having a great defensive series. 3 straight tackles for loss by Michael Wall will set up a 4th down and 20 now for the Wildcats offense. 4th and 20 for the Wildcats. They don't use a timeout here, though, as York doesn't take a timeout to try to force a punt. So Livingston's
heading towards the locker room here.
We'll get a break there, as York will not get another possession here in the first half. We are going into halftime. At halftime, it is York 14, Livingston Academy 0. Have our halftime activities coming up right after this.
Hello, friends. Josh Ford with Pucketts Furniture since 1954. As you know, Pucketts has been in continuous operation for over 68 years, selling high-end quality brands to thousands of families throughout Middle Tennessee. Did you know we have a low price guarantee? If within 30 days of your purchase, you find the same item advertised for less under like terms and conditions, Pucketts will refund you the difference plus 10% of the difference. That is our commitment to you. Pucketts Furniture since 1954. Come on down.
Drum Major Henley Thompson, is your band ready? You may take the field.
Johnson's office this morning. He's showing me around. Told him, I said, now, secretly after this shirt, I think my pressure. He said, it's crazy. Yeah.
Hello, friends. Are you in the market for a new mattress or bedroom suit? Pucketts Furniture is your Tempur-Pedic and Sealy Posturepedic mattress dealer. Take advantage of Pucketts' low price guarantee, plus up to 80% off of our Jameson solid latex mattress sets, putting thousands of dollars in your pocket. Queen mattresses starting at $599. Come check out our large inventory of solid wood bedroom suits before these ridiculously low prices are gone forever. Financing also available. Pucketts Furniture since 1954. Come on down.
Ready to get the second half underway here at Livingston Academy as York leads over the Wildcats by a score of 14-0. And the Dragons getting the offense working there in that second quarter. Livingston held them to 37 yards in the first quarter, but 163 yards of offense for the Dragons in that second quarter to give them a total of 200 in the first half. And they made that big touchdown pass late, and that kind of got them some separation, Stephen, and that 14-point lead feels a whole lot bigger now with them getting the football to start the second half.
It does, Craig. You're right. That 14 points, I wish there was a closer gap there. That 14 points is going to come a long way. We got a lot of work to do. I know they had a lot of work to work out in the locker room over halftime. I'm interested to see them fight to come back in there here in this second half.
York going to drop Ryland Miller and Aaron Anthony deep to receive the kick from Dylan Watson for the Wildcats to start the second half, as Watson to kick this one away. So York with possession. Michael Wall, that last series by Livingston, a huge individual series for Wall. 3 straight negative plays as Livingston trying to get something going late in the half, but Wall just able to take over the game himself, and now Watson to punt it away, or to kick it away to start the second half. Happy to have you with us here on Over to Events as Livingston Academy gets the second half of the football season started, with Watson kicking this one away to Anthony at the 5-yard line, to the 10, to the 15, and Hoffman going to wrap him up. Did he get to the 20? I think he did before Gage Hoffman going to wrap him up, and Gage, he plays well on defense, he plays well on special teams as well for the Livingston Academy Wildcats, as he's one of their biggest hitters on this team. First and 10 Dragons at their own 20-yard line for York, as they have the football here for the first time in the second half to take the opening possession of the second half. Miles Lefew back at the quarterback, but you never know who might take the snap back there. There's Pinnell back there with him. Lefew will bring Miller in motion. He'll fake it to him. Lefew will pull it back out. Lefew up the middle of the field will take it across to the 35. The knee hits at the 35, so a 15-yard run for Miles Lefew on that carry to take him up to 94 yards rushing. First down for the Dragons, their 10th first down, and that on that end around to that wing back, that's the toughest play to defend down that wing back option, is that quarterback keeper when you have an athlete like Lefew. Miles Lefew again in the gun. They'll bring Miller in motion. They'll give it to him this time. Miller has blockers. Miller has a first down. Miller has it in Livingston territory. Still on his feet at the 30, and finally brought down inside the 20-yard line as Livingston down there to bring him down. But a big run by Ryland Miller, taking it all the way from the 35 of York down to the Livingston 18, where Will Brown going to bring him down there. Let's see, that's 47 yards on the run by Ryland Miller, and he's at 100 yards rushing, and it's a first down for the Dragons at the 17-yard line.
He had all those blockers blocking for him and then breaking tackles, and at the end, Will's favoring his left arm over there after that play.
Very athletic lineman for the Dragons. They'll fake it to Miller. Lefew will keep it. This time there's nowhere to go, as Livingston read that one well, and Drew Goolsby in there along with John Geist to wrap up Lefew. He'll pick up a yard on the carry. Short gain there is, again, just pulling it out of the belly of the wingback Miller, and Livingston saw the football well. That's the key to being able to stop that option play, is to be able to see the football, and it will stand out better on these white uniforms than will the darker uniforms. Second and 9 Dragons from the 17-yard line. Lefew going to keep it. He'll try the right side. Lefew going to get a pretty good gain on second down. Hoffman in there to knock him down for the Wildcats. Helping out on the play is Trey Coleman there for Livingston, but Lefew going to get the football inside the 15 down to the 11-yard line. He'll pick up 6 on the carry.
And offensive line is opening up big holes there for the running back to run up, and the quarterback, whoever they decide to keep the ball to.
3rd down and 3. That's the key to this. You have to see where the football goes because that's a big part of this option play. Option offense is being able to hide the football. Lefeview will bring Miller in motion. They'll hand it to Miller. Pennell leading him, runs through one tackle, runs through another, lowers his shoulder and picks up a 1st down. Does Ryland Miller, taking it inside the 10. It'll be a 1st and goal from just outside the 5-yard line. 6-yard run by Ryland Miller to move the chains again for the York Dragons.
6 yards, 1st and goal, York.
1st and goal, York from the 5. As Jackson Bowles going to check in, he'll replace Trey Coleman. York to the line of scrimmage. Miller to the right side, tight end that way as well. Pennell to the left of Lefeview. They'll bring Miller in motion. They'll fake it to him. Lefeview going to keep it, but there's nowhere to go this time as Livingston there to wrap him up. Gage Hoffman in there for the Wildcats along with Kanan Williamson on the tackle, and York is going to take a timeout. The Dragons will take it with 8.5 to play in the 3rd quarter. It's York 14, Livingston Academy 0. We'll be back to Livingston right after this.
Hello, friends. I'm L.G. Puckett with Puckett's Pond. I'm a professional numismatist and a 60-year member of A&A. I'm a strong buyer and collector of coins, gold, silver, and precious metals. If you want to buy, sell, trade, or pawn, then come on in and visit my money museum. It's in the back of Puckett's Furniture. I've got
Timeout taken by York. Their first timeout of the second half as they'll use it to be sure of this play on 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line. Coach Derwin Wright doesn't want anything negative here to make it tougher for his offense as they'll break the huddle here. Miller going to the left side. Pennell in the backfield with Lefeview. They're not going into that formation where they can either one take the snap and Livingston jumped. Coming out of the timeout, I think the Wildcats jumped off sides, and it will be offsides against Livingston, so that'll be half the distance to the goal. And that'll be a 2nd and goal from the 2.5-yard line now for York. Big penalty there to give them half the distance.
They're getting a little anxious when they get up there on the 2.5-yard line and draw them off sides there to get them a little bit closer. There's not a lot of room there. You got everybody bunched up to the line, so it's going to be a lot tighter to run in that situation.
Miller in motion. Lefeview will keep it. Lefeview straight up the middle will gain a yard, maybe a yard and a half as John Geist there to bring him down for the Wildcats. Let's see where they actually spot him down. It'll be at the 1-yard line, so a gain of a couple for Miles Lefeview.
He almost had that forward motion whenever he brought him down.
3rd and goal from the Dragons from the 1 for Lefeview. Now they're where either can take the snap. Lefeview will take it. He'll spin to his right, and Lefeview will take it in from a yard out for the touchdown for York. Miles Lefeview with his 2nd rushing touchdown of the night will take this one in with 7:56 to play in the 3rd quarter.
Another flag on the play, Craig.
Yeah, whistle stopping play here after the touchdown. The touchdown will be good.
Quality care close to home. Livingston Regional Hospital.
That's an indication of as the referee will come to the side. This will be an unsportsmanlike conduct against York this time. So unsportsmanlike against the Dragons. Livingston with the option to accept it on the extra point or on the kick, and it will be enforced on the kickoff. So York will attempt the extra point from the 3-yard line with 7:56 to play in the third quarter. The Dragons adding to their lead with the first possession of the second half as they go in front 20-0 here in the third quarter. Got to hurry now. Play clock down to 6. All kinds of motion by the Dragons. Play clock at 2. They'll snap it to the fullback. He'll carry and he will bounce it to the outside and he'll be stopped short of the goal line. On the run was Joseph Linder, the fullback, and York will take the lead here at 20-0. Let's take a moment to thank our sponsors here for making tonight's broadcast possible. Milton Raines and Family, People's Bank and Trust Company, Farley & Sons Construction and Excavation, Farm Bureau Insurance, Highway 111 Deli, Livingston Dance Studio, Smith's Septic Service, Livingston Rental Center, Pucketts Family Dentistry, 1806 Barbecue, compliments of a Wildcat fan, State Farm Insurance, Phil Marshall, Pucketts Furniture, Highway Tire, Jerry's IGA, Gary Maxwell Insurance, First Church of Livingston, Livingston Regional Hospital, Bullseye Security, Livingston Dairy Queen, Livingston Family Healthcare, Physical Medicine Center of the Cumberlands, Overton County News, Farmers Insurance, Rick Savage, R&M Family Pharmacy, Maynard Auto Sales, Wascon Incorporated, Lucky Red Stables, Willow Grove Marina, E.B. Gray Jewelry and Gifts, Walnut Grove Church of Christ, Exit Rocky Top Realty, and the Muscle Factory, our sponsors here on Overton Events. They'll step off the 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against the Dragons. That will move the football back to the 25-yard line where Jorge Soto will kick off for the Dragons. So Livingston should come out of this with good field position. But we're already under 8 minutes to play in the third quarter. So the pressure on the Livingston offense a little bit now. Soto, short kick. Hughes will field it at the 38. Hughes makes one man miss. Now going to be wrapped up. That head spun back. Do they throw a flag? They do not, as York going to bring him down.
There's a flag in the backfield just thrown just now.
I thought that I saw that head spin around. That's thrown where you wouldn't think it would be on the penalty I thought I saw, but let's see what they're calling here. That flag thrown up at the 49-yard line of York.
It was thrown in the backfield. Like it's going on.
It'll be a block in the back against Livingston. Block in the back against the Wildcats. Will back them up 10 yards and move the football back to the 33-yard line. So you get the penalty on them, get the short kickoff, but then you hurt yourself with a penalty of your own. Coffee with his team trailing 20-0. Wildcats need some kind of points on this drive. Coffee will take the snap. Brody rolling out. Brody comes sideline, knocked away. Deflected away by Sweat Thomas there, as that's the second time he's gotten a hand on the out pattern from Coffee. And almost another chance at a pick six there for Aiden Sweat Thomas for the Dragons. Incomplete pass will set up a 2nd and 10 now for the Wildcats as they'll line it up on the hash mark on the left side. The home side of the stadium, the wide side on this possession for Livingston Academy on this play. As the Wildcats have it, 2nd and 10. They're at their own 33-yard line. Coffee takes the snap. He'll hand off to Bowles, looking for room, can't find a hole. As a good defensive play there by the Dragons. That is that man that was all over the field early in the game, and Blake Boyles will make the tackle that time on Jackson Bowles after a yard gain.
Looked like they sent the whole defensive team in there on that rush. They didn't have anywhere to go on that run.
Those linebackers love to blitz. Boyles in the middle linebacker spot along with Tanner Talent there for the Dragons. They're both very athletic and very aggressive from that linebacker spot. Coffee will take the snap. Coffee rolling to his right, has pressure from the backside. Wall bearing down on him. Coffee felt the pressure, but Coffee can't get away. What have we got? Is that a fumble or is that a forward pass? I think they're going to call it a forward pass, and they will. And it's incomplete. Just spun him around, and I think Wall may have spun the football out of the hand of Brody Coffee. But I've learned in about a half of another quarter, Michael Wall's a player.
He chased him down from the background all the way across the field, had his number on his eyeballs. I'm telling you there. He had another player in between him and still was able to grab that jersey and twist him around that other player.
He's a big man, and he is an athletic man, and it forces a 4th and 9. That incomplete pass does, and Dylan Watson on to punt it away. As deep to receive for the Dragons is Will Beatty. Watson gets away a high one. Fair catch signal for and made by Beatty at the 27-yard line. So York with a 3-and-out after their touchdown. They force the punt, and they get the football back at their own 27 as the 39-yard punt from Dylan Watson will make it a 1st and 10 Dragons from their 27. Dragons leading 20-0 here in Livingston. Wildcats on the road next week as they travel up to Crossville to take on Cumberland County in a region matchup next week. Kickoff at 7 here on Overton Events. Miles Lefew along with Pinnell. Pinnell will take the snap. Pinnell going off the right side. Seth Smith going to bring him down on the carry. Pretty good gain on 1st down, though, by Logan Pinnell to pick up 5.
Off on another York player over here, number 68, lost his helmet. He's calling for a flag, but they don't give it to him over here.
Pinnell picks up, call it 4 on the carry as he'll set up a 2nd and 6 now for the Dragons offense. Join us next week, Monday night. We've got junior high soccer here on Overton Events as the Lady Wildcats open up tournament play at 6 o'clock. Coach Derek Copeland and his team going to be the number 2 seed in that tournament as we got a 2nd and 6 here for the Dragons. Lefew will take the snap. Lefew going to be wrapped up and brought down. That's John Geist on top. I think that's Gage Hoffman, the other player there on the tackle for Livingston, and it is Gage as they help up. Then on Tuesday night, we've got the Livingston Academy Lady Wildcats high school soccer team with their senior night coming up as a 3-yard gain by Lefew. That'll be about 5:45 for senior night activities. The game begins at 6 with Livingston Academy playing host to Upperman to close out the regular season for soccer on Tuesday night. 3rd down and 3 for the Dragons. Lefew and Pinnell in the backfield. Pinnell going to hand to Miller on the end around. Miller up the middle has a 1st down. Takes it across the 40 up to the 44-yard line where he's brought down by Braden Story, but not before a 10-yard gain by Rylan Miller to move the chains for the Dragons. They've got an outstanding 1-2 punch in the running game for the Dragons. Rylan Miller, 8 carries, 116 yards to lead them in rushing. Miles Lefew, the workhorse for the Dragons, he has carried 15 times for 107 yards and 2 touchdowns for the Dragons quarterback. Lefew from the shotgun along with Drake. Lefew takes the snap. Lefew trying to find room but can't shake free from Drew Goolsby there to wrap him up for the Wildcats. No gain on the play for Miles Lefew. Goolsby doing a good job for the Wildcats. Call it a 1-yard gain.
Well, they brought him back. I think he just moved up a yard. He's bringing it back.
Yeah, they did. I didn't think he'd gotten that far forward.
Well, they read that play good on that one.
2nd and 10 for the Dragons. Extra fullback to the right side for York. They'll let him lead the play. Gets a block on the edge. Lefew cuts inside it. Takes it up to midfield and a little bit into Livingston Academy territory. Pickup of 6, maybe 7 on the play for Miles Lefew. Seth Smith there to wrap him up. But Lefew will gain 7 and will set up a 3rd down and 3 now for the Dragon offense at the Livingston 49-yard line. 3rd and 3 Dragons from the 49. And that's the thing about this run attack. It can shorten a game with long drives if they can convert and just pick up first downs. Left view. It goes to Drake, the direct snap. Hoffman going to wrap him up and push him back. But I think they're going to give Drake forward progress enough to pick up the first down. He needed to get to the 46-yard line. That's exactly where they spot him down. So it'll be a gain of 3 for Lake Drake on his first carry of the night. He's been in the backfield a lot, but that's his first official carry, and it should be a first down for the Dragons.
Looks like they're going to want to measure this. From our point of view up here, it looks like they've got it.
Yeah,
they're going to want to measure this.
I don't see a need to measure this. It looks like they've got it by well over the length of the football. But again, the down markers are placed over there in that sand where that you can kind of
players to get out of the way.
You can kind of get lost over there in that sand, even as a chain gang. So they mark that down, and now they'll stretch the chains, and yeah, it's a football length for the first down for the Dragons as they'll move the chains. First down number 5 here in the second half for York as they move it down to the Livingston 46-yard line with 3:44 to play in the third quarter.
That's the thing about these running plays they get a 4-yard, and they just need a couple of 3 more yard plays, and they just keep running those short plays. Like you said, it eats the clock, but it's just enough to get them a first down.
Yeah, when they play from in front, they're very hard to defend with this running attack by the Dragons. Miles left you. Now it goes direct snap to Boyles in the backfield. Boyles will take it down to the 40-yard line. Good gain on first down by him before he's wrapped up there by Seth Smith for the Wildcats, along with John Hill there for Livingston Academy, but a 7-yard gain for Blake Boyles on his first carry of the night. Will set up a second, called a 6-yard gain. Be a 2nd and 4 now for the Dragons. 2nd and 4 from the 40-yard line. Under 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. Left view will take the snap. He'll hand off on the end around to Miller. Miller trying to get to the edge. He cuts it upfield. He's going to have a short gain on the play. John Geist in there along with Drew Goolsby to wrap him up. Caden Watts will get in on the tackle as well. It'll be a gain of a yard, maybe 2 down to the 38-yard line to set up a 3rd and 2 as Miller will get another run. He's up to 118 yards on the night.
These spots, Craig, that I'm seeing, they're going off a yard every time. One ref have it at the 37, the other one has it at the 38.
Yeah, they move it down to the 37-yard line, so a 3-yard gain on the play for Miller. Sets up a 3rd and 1. Boyles to run it straight up the gut. He'll take it across the 35. Just power football there by Boyles, and he'll pick up 4 and pick up a first down for the Dragons. They'll move the chains again, and with that 40-second clock, it'll be close to a minute before they have to snap the football. Be well under a minute 20 before they have to snap it. That's the thing about that 40-second clock. If you're a team trying to just run that clock down, then you can do that with that 40-second clock. Left you wanting to throw, trying to hit Miller. Coming out of the backfield, it's incomplete. And we'll set up a 2nd and 10 now for the Dragons offense.
Fastball incomplete.
2nd and 10 for York from the 32-yard line.
Flag being thrown over here on our sideline.
Probably going to be a sideline warning. It is a sideline warning on the Wildcats as they'll back them up.
Looks like all the players are on the blue mat.
I think one of the assistant coaches got out onto the field just to step there for Livingston Academy. You can't, the head coach can get away with that, but the assistants can't, and they'll back them up a little bit. Second and 10, York. Drake and Pennell in the backfield. Pennell takes the snap. Drake leading him off the right side across the 30. Pennell going to be close to another first down over on the far side. Trey Coleman there to wrap him up. He'll spin forward to pick up that first down as they'll move the chains on an 11-yard run by Logan Pennell.
One thing I saw about Pennell right there, instead of running out of bounds to save himself from a hit, he turned and ran up to gain another yard. He don't care to try to run it down their throat, Cricket.
And keeping the clock running, too, with that staying in bounds. As we move under a minute to play in the third quarter. Dragons with a 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line. Drake takes the snap. Drake off the right side, runs through a tackle to the 15, to the 10, lowers his head and takes it inside the 10, down to the 7-yard line. Touchdown saving tackle by Jake Hughes, but a 14-yard run for Lake Drake to set up a 1st and goal for the Dragons.
Craig, you got a flag that's thrown in the backfield back here. Looked like number 4 on the Wildcats is tied up on that out of bounds over here with the Dragons.
It's going to be a personal foul on Livingston, and that'll move them even closer. Be half the distance to the goal on the personal foul here. So they'll move it down to about the 3.5-yard line where they'll have it 1st and goal.
Looks like Coleman's having that little conversation with the ref there.
1st and goal, Dragons, from just inside the 4. Lefevue back in there for York. Drake will take the snap. Lefevue will lead him. Drake spinning his way toward the goal line. Will be close, but he's not in as Livingston makes the stop. Smith and Hoffman in there on the tackle for Livingston Academy.
They bundled him up. That was a touchdown saving tackle right there, not letting him lean forward.
Be a gain of 2 for Drake on the carry, and that may be the last play of the third quarter as the clock runs with 7 seconds to play in the quarter. And York is going to let it run out. So we're through 3 here in Livingston at the end of 3 quarters. It is York 20, Livingston Academy 0. We'll be back for the fourth quarter in just a moment. Dragons lead 20-0 as we start the fourth quarter. Second and goal for York from the 1-yard line. Dragons trying to just about put this one away here to open the fourth quarter. Lefevue and Drake in the backfield. They'll snap it to Drake. Drake up the middle, going to be wrapped up. Oh, that's a big-time tackle right there. The first man that hit him, big number 66 for the Wildcats. That is Kanan Williamson that just drove Drake back for a loss of a couple on the play. Hoffman there to finish him off along with Seth Smith. But it'll be a 3rd and goal for the Dragons back at the 3, and Kanan Williamson just put that big right shoulder right into Drake and drove him backwards. A little fog beginning to roll in as the night becomes cooler. A little half moon off to our right on a beautiful night for football here at Livingston Academy. This old rivalry heating back up as Pinnell going to take it off the left side, take it in from 3 yards out for the touchdown for the Dragons. So Logan Pinnell punches in his first touchdown of the night with 11:14 to play in the fourth quarter, and the Dragons extend the lead to 26. It's 26-0 here in this fourth quarter. Jorge Soto back on to attempt the extra point for York.
They haven't attempted this extra point while they've been going for 2-point conversions.
Now the hold of Blake Drake. The kick is up off the upright. Hit the upright on the far side and bounces back, so the conversion fails. They've tried to. The first one went through the hands of the holder. The second one they tried goes off the upright, and it is no good. So with 11:14 to play in the game, it's York 26, Livingston Academy 0. Back in just a moment.
Hello, friends. I'm LG Puckett with Pucketts Pond. I'm a professional numismatist and a 60-year member of A&A. I'm a strong buyer and collector of coins, gold, silver, and precious metals. If you want to buy, sell, trade, or pawn, then come on in and visit my money museum. It's in the back of Puckett's Furniture. I've got
York with the score on the first play on the second play of the fourth quarter as they punch it in from 3 yards out to go ahead 26-0 with Jorge Soto to kick off for the Dragons. Livingston has Daniel Bilbrey along with Jake Hughes deep to receive the kick. Soto to kick for the Dragons. We'll hit this one to Hughes at the 15-yard line to the 20. Hughes looking for blockers, can't find anybody, and that's a good hit coming downfield by Will Beatty. There to wrap up Jake Hughes on the stop. Beatty with a big-time pop on Hughes. And it'll be a 1st and 10 Wildcats from the 18-yard line as Hughes had got to the 20, then he gave a little ground and is brought down to the 18 where it'll be 1st and 10 Livingston. The Wildcats have it there. Trying to battle their way back into this one. Long hill to climb, though, with York leading 26-0. Bowles in the backfield with Brody Coffey. Weitzel going to go to the right side for Livingston. York jumping around on defense. All three defensive linemen in the guard center gaps. That pass to Hughes on the slant is going to be, did he catch it? He didn't hold on. Incomplete. As they had gotten Hughes open on that slant, had to dive to try to make the reception, couldn't pull it in, and the incompletion going to set up a 2nd and 10 for Livingston. I think Hughes indicating to his coaches that it got up into the shoulder pads and bounced out.
If he could have pulled that in, it'd been a big gain for Livingston.
2nd and 10 for the Wildcats from the 18. Coffey with Bowles to his right now. Coffey will take the snap. Coffey, quick out. Going to be caught on this near side by Livingston, but the receiver slipped down. That's Carson Parrott on the catch as he'll gain about a yard. I talked about the fog coming in. The dew has fallen as well, and I think that may have affected that catch by Parrott as Carson will make the catch for a yard on the reception, and it'll set up a 3rd down and 9 now for the Livingston offense.
It looks like he turned to catch it. When he turned to run, his feet slipped out from under him, but he was hit immediately as his feet started to slide, and he was brought down. He had 2 defenders there on him.
Coffey getting the play call on 3rd and 9. Possession down here as the Dragons have been very aggressive on 3rd down, and here they come. Blitz from the linebacker. He'll pressure Coffey rolling out. Coffey going to throw. Caught by Weitzel. Weitzel trying to find an area to make a defender missed, but that gang tackling by York going to bring him down well short of the first down. As Caden Watzel going to be wrapped up at the 21-yard line. Will be a short gain, a pickup of 2 for Caden Watzel. We'll set up a 4th down and 7 now. Call it 4th and 8 for the Wildcats offense as Dylan Watson to punt, and York should come out of this with very good field position as Will Beatty deep to receive the punt.
Well, this is something they really didn't want to do, is the punt, but being that far back in your own territory, you have no other choice.
Bill Bree set up at the tight end on the left side. Now he'll drop back as a wing. The snap good to Watson. Again, pressure from York. Watson will get away a pretty good punt, though. It'll take a Livingston bounce inside the 45, then bounces sideways and out of bounds at the 43-yard line, and that's where York will start this drive. Dragons will come back out on offense, leading 26-0 here in the second half. They have it 1st and 10 at their own 43. Livingston hasn't been on the road but once this season. Actually, they went to Jenkins, Kentucky on a rescheduled game. They've had 2 road games, have the Wildcats. They went down to DeKalb County. Now 2 road games left in the last 4 as they went up to Crossville a couple of times. 1st and 10, York. The handoff will go to Sweat Thomas on the end around. Sweat Thomas making people miss, now giving ground. Going to be tackled for a loss. That is Gage Hoffman back there bringing him down. Where will they spot him down? They'll say he loses 3 as he tried to give ground to gain ground, and Gage Hoffman able to stop him for a loss on the play.
He had 2-yard gain there, but run 5 yards back.
Yep. Aiden Sweat Thomas. Maybe why he's a wide receiver. Just get him downfield and get him on the loose. As that loss of 2 will set up a 2nd and 12 now for the Dragons. 2nd and 12 from the 41, but the clock approaches 8 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter. Pinnell on the carry off the left side. Pinnell takes it across the 45 up to the 47. Good gain on 2nd down by Pinnell as he'll pick up about 6 yards on the carry. For the Dragons, he's had a pretty good night rushing the football. 42 yards now on 8 carries and a touchdown for Logan Pinnell. 3rd down and 7 for the Dragons at their own 46-yard line. York. Again, that ball control offense just able to grind away the time on the clock. Drake will take the snap. Drake will take it up to the 49-yard line. Gain of about 3 on the play by Lake Drake as he'll get to the 49. 4th down here for York, and let's see if they'll send the punt team on.
Looks like they're keeping the offense on the field.
Yeah, 4th and 4 for York. They keep the offense out there. They went for it from their 20-yard line back in the first half when the score was close. Shouldn't surprise you that they would go here on a 4th and 4. Dragons. Center for York is number 68. That's Landon Sales. He's a senior, and he's the one that has to make those snaps. And just as I talk about him, he makes a bad one. Boyle's going to try to chase it down. The ball's still on the ground. Livingston diving after it. I think the Wildcats have got it.
They tried to recover the ball.
Wildcats will recover, as it's going to be Braden Story to fall on it for Livingston Academy.
Just like Bowles that we've seen all game long, he tries to pick the ball up to make something of it, and Livingston falls on it.
That's just like if you look back to 1998, Tennessee and Arkansas, when Clint Sterner tried to use the ground to hold on to the football and stand up. Same thing happened right there as that one just popped free and Gage Hoffman falls on it for the Wildcats, and they force the 3rd turnover of the game for York. Coffee from the shotgun will hand off now to Bowles, and Bowles going to be wrapped up for no gain on the play as Jacob Bertram in there to tackle Jackson Bowles. No gain for Jackson. We'll set up call it a 1 yard gain. Penalty markers thrown now. As I think a little talking back and forth, and they're going to get York for an unsportsmanlike conduct. That'll be a Pucketts Furniture first down as they'll move the chains. Pucketts Furniture on West Main Street for all your furniture, appliance, and bedding needs, and that will move the football down inside the 20, down to the 15-yard line into the Smith Septic red zone for the first time tonight. The Wildcats go. Smith Septic, call 265-3575 for all your septic needs. Call them before you have a problem. Let them check out your septic system to make sure of what you need. 265-3575, Smith Septic. Coffee from the shotgun will take the snap, fakes the handoff. Coffee going to run to the near side. Coffee cuts it upfield at the 15, takes it down to the 13-yard line. Gain of 2 on the play for Brody Coffee on that first down carry. The Wildcats have brought in a new running back, number 35 out there for Livingston. That is Mason Anderson in the backfield for Livingston Academy.
That penalty was on number 70, the Wall, they call him. He was out for a play, but now he's back.
2nd and 7 for the Wildcats offense. Straight run here by Coffee, trying to get free and going to be wrapped up by Wall.
The crowd's wanting that call as that Wall wraps up the helmet of the quarterback.
Yeah, he got
that call on him.
It's a clothesline right there by Michael Wall, and I don't think it was intentional there, but it looked pretty bad to the crowd from Livingston, but he'll wrap him up on another good play by Michael Wall.
Coffee shaking up on that. His jersey's wrapped up in there. He got it out from his shoulder pad.
It's a hard hit.
Wall was mad. He was having to miss a play. He come back after him.
Coffee running the option to the far side. Coffee now will make a little shovel pass inside, and it's going to be caught by Livingston as making the catch is Drew Goolsby, tied in there for the Wildcats. No gain on the play as he'll be tackled right at the line of scrimmage, so it'll be a 4th and 7 now for Livingston. Goolsby with the catch for the Wildcats.
Timeout taken over here by the Wildcats.
And Livingston going to take a timeout. They'll take it with 4:01 to play in the 4th quarter. It's York 26, Livingston Academy 0. Back to Livingston right after this.
Quality care close to home. Livingston Regional Hospital.
Protecting the newest Overton County residents. Livingston Regional, named one of the state's best award winners for its work at reducing infant mortality. The Best Award focuses on the importance of breastfeeding, early elective delivery reduction, and safe sleep for Tennessee babies.
Quality care close to home. Livingston Regional Hospital.
Timeout taken by Livingston on this 4th down. The Wildcats trying to get the ball in the end zone for the first time tonight against York. If the Dragons get it back, with this offense, they can just about run out this last 4:01. Their time of possession has been phenomenal tonight by the York offense with that run attack that they use. Livingston on 4th and 7 from the 12-yard line for the Wildcats. 4 wide for Livingston. 6 in the box for the Dragons defense. Coffee, straight drop. Coffee going to throw wide open in the back of the end zone is Will Brown for the touchdown for the Wildcats. That's an 1806 barbecue touchdown. 17 yards from Brody Coffee to Will Brown. 1806 barbecue on the square in Livingston. Go by for shoulder, pulled pork, chicken, and all the fixings. 1806 barbecue on the square in Livingston. 17 yards from Brody Coffee to Will Brown to get the Wildcats on the board for the touchdown.
They expected the pass play there, but they didn't bring a rush in on the passing.
Extra point is up. and the extra point is good by Dylan Watson. So with 3:56 to play in the fourth, it is York 26, Livingston Academy 7. Back to Livingston in just a moment.
Hello, friends. Josh Ford with Pucketts Furniture since 1954. As you know, Pucketts has been in continuous operation for over 68 years, selling high-end quality brands to thousands of families throughout Middle Tennessee. Did you know we have a low price guarantee? If within 30 days of your purchase,
Will Brown getting wide open on the back line of the end zone to score the touchdown for Livingston Academy to get them on the board here in this contest against York. 26-7 with 3:56 to play. Probably going to be an onside kick here as York pulling everybody up close as they expect an onside kick. Dylan Watson, the kicker for Livingston Academy, as he'll try it on the far side. That takes a big bounce. That ball is loose. It's still rolling around. Livingston's got it. Caden Watson will recover the onside kick for the Wildcats. Exactly what they needed. They took that big hop, and Watzel, there was no York player there. They pulled him up, and then they backed him up. That second line had pulled up directly behind the first line. Then I don't know if Coach Wright did or if the players did it on their own, but they backed up and opened up that spot, and Watson did it perfectly, and Caden Watzel got there for the recovery.
You know, what led up to this touchdown with that one hand on the ball, getting that, and then the penalty giving us the first down. And then here's exactly what we needed to get this momentum late in the game.
1st and 10 Wildcats from their own 48. Coffee will take the snap. Coffee throwing near side. Hughes is open, off his hands and incomplete. Led him a little too much as that one fading away from Hughes on the sideline. Thrown back shoulder, and Hughes tried to adjust and couldn't get to it. 2nd and 10 for the Wildcats from the York 48. We're down to 3:47 to play in the fourth quarter. Four wide for Livingston. Hoffman will move to the left side to the tight end. Coffee feels the snap to his left. Coffee has time, throws far side. Penalty marker down on the play. The pass is caught over on the far side by Carson Parrott, but there's a penalty marker down in the backfield. Probably going to be a hold on Livingston.
He's pointing at number 14 on the...
Parrott made the catch, but it is a hold on the Wildcats, so that'll back them up from the original spot. We'll set up a 2nd and 20 now for Livingston Academy. It'll move them back to the 42-yard line of Livingston as they're back on the Wildcat side of the field.
I was in just a little bit of hopes with the ref pointing at number 14 on the defense.
Clock runs with 3.5 to play in the fourth quarter. Coffee will take the snap. Coffee has pressure, dumps it off complete to Hoffman, the tight end. Hoffman to the 50. Hoffman still on his feet. Inside York territory down to the 46-yard line. Gage Hoffman going to pick up 11 on the reception for the Wildcats, and he, if I'm Brody Coffee, he would be becoming one of my favorite targets on this field for Livingston.
He's hard to bring down there. He was going to fight for every inch he got. He was going to make them bring him down.
3rd and 7 for the Wildcats offense. As they move it down to the York 45, they say, for Hoffman. Just ran over that last defender before he was brought down. Coffee will take the snap. Brody wanting to throw. Got Parrott open in the flats, but the ball's incomplete. Falling incomplete is Pinnell coming up to knocked that one away and forced the incompletion, set up a 4th and 7 now for Livingston with 2:35 to play in the fourth quarter. 4th and 7 for the Wildcats. They'll let the play clock run here as Brody Coffey over talking to head coach Mattenhauser. They may be going to use a timeout again on this 4th down. As that's what he's telling the official, I think, when you get down to 5 seconds with the play clock, or under 5, we'll take the timeout here and try to set this up on 4th and 7. And they will use the timeout. Wildcats will take their second timeout of the second half. As again, we'll tell you, coming up on Monday night, we've got junior high soccer here on Overton Events as the Overton County Junior Lady Wildcats will open up tournament play as they try to win their season-ending tournament. Then on Tuesday night, it's senior night for the Livingston Academy Lady Wildcats soccer team as the Lady Wildcats got a huge win last night over Hume Fogg, knocking off the #1 team in the state in AA soccer 1-0 last night. They'll try to close out the regular season unbeaten in the district race for the Lady Wildcats soccer team as they'll play at home against Upperman on Tuesday night. We'll have senior night activities at 5:45. Game begins at 6. Phil Marshall will be there with me on Tuesday night. Sayla Howard will be there with me on Monday night for the call of those soccer matchups. Then next week, Livingston on the road up to Crossville in a region matchup for Livingston Academy. As the Wildcats have it 4th down and 7 here. If you're watching us on YouTube, go to our YouTube channel or subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're watching us on Facebook, give us a follow. Help us grow our channels here on Overton Events. Coffey, 4 wide with trips coming to the left side for the senior quarterback. York shows blitz. 7 in the box. They drop back into coverage, though. Coffey sets up, lets it rip deep. He's got a man out there, but it's overthrown and incomplete. That shows the arm strength right there of Brody Coffey. He threw that one without really stepping into it. 45, 50 yards in the air on that throw. But the incomplete pass will turn it over on downs to the York Dragons as York will take over 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line, just trying to run out the clock now. First and 10, York from their own 45. Dragons trying to stay unbeaten here tonight against Livingston Academy. Wildcats riding a 2-game winning streak coming into this one. Pinnell takes the snap. Pinnell straight up the middle, wrapped up there by Hoffman after a gain of 3, maybe 4 on the play for Logan Pinnell, but Gage Hoffman continues to make tackles for the Wildcats defense.
Gage a little slow to get up after that play.
Yeah, Hoffman, I think when he brought him down, the ball carrier fell right on top of Hoffman. Kind of knocked the wind out of him a little bit, it looked like, and Gage still trying to shake the cobwebs out a little. Blake Drake in the backfield now with Lefew. As Lefew slides back over behind the center.
Letting that play clock go all the way down before they snap the ball.
Drake will take the snap. Drake straight up the middle. That's Hoffman there to wrap him up again as Gage will make the stop for the Wildcats. Drake going to pick up about 4 on the carry and set up a 3rd down and 2 now for the Dragons.
Gage has had a good night tonight of making those stops.
And if you're head coach Derwin Wright, this is exactly what you want to do. You want to use 3 downs to pick up the 1st down, move the chains, and just run that clock as we approach a minute to play in the 4th quarter.
You're not in conference with us this year. Just being one of our big rivals, this is not a conference game.
3rd and 1 for the Dragons. They've got to hurry a little bit now as the play clock down to 3, down to 2. They just get it away. The end around going to Miller. Miller bounces outside. Miller gets the 1st down. Miller spins away from a tackle, but brought down Over on the far side, Deacon Allred in there for Livingston, along with Caden Weitzel. But Miller going to pick up 3 and move the chains, and now they can just take a knee if they want to here and run this one out. Clock runs with 30 seconds to play. They do have to snap it one more time, so you'd think whoever takes the snap would just take a knee here.
Yeah, they're motioning to them that they're going to kneel the ball down here.
York had 12 men in the huddle when they went up the line of scrimmage. The officials let it go. Lefeview going to go under center for the first time tonight. He'll take the snap, he'll kneel down, and that'll be the final play.
Oh, man.
That'll be the final play as Lefeview will kneel down for the Dragons, and the time will run out, and that will be your final score.
Coleman.
York will get the win over Livingston Academy by a final score of 26-7 here in this matchup. Again, non-district matchup here tonight is York. Though they stay unbeaten, they go to 6-0 on the season. The Wildcats see their 2-game win streak stop as they'll go to 2-4 on the season as York comes away with the win 26-7 over the York Dragons. That's going to wrap it up from here. Thank you to our sponsors for making tonight's broadcast possible. For Stephen Barlow, this is Craig Cantrell saying good night from Livingston Academy.
Good night.